Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Talks. I am thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled that I have Coach Terrell with me. I know it's Terrell. Sounds like it rhymes with Daryl, not
Oh, yeah.
Terrell. That rhymes with Daryl. I don't know. Um, it, I know that was horrible. All that was horrible.
It was a
So,
nice try.
you know, Coach T is probably one of the most down to earth people I know. So working with him and as we are collaborating on this whole program, it's been really great to see him and come into his power and his glory. And if you guys don't know him, make sure you check him out. He's that way, actually. He's that way. Um, because he is just amazing. Tell people about you. Like, how did you start in this whole coaching
Oh,
space?
well, I would say probably around the age of 25, I felt like my life was going on a downward spiral, doing things I normally wouldn't do, getting into activities that wasn't benefiting me at all. So I ended up getting a life coach, and that's how I ended up getting connected with Jeff at the same time. And my life coach, Max, has helped me grow into the person I need to be and help me tap into a more deeper, authentic version of myself. So now today, um, I'm just here still in the development phases of myself, trying to help other people that was where I used to be and where I am right now. Because I know we go through similar situations at different times and you feel like no one is there for you, but here I am. Long story short, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
he really is too.
I
He's
keep it real with you. I'm not going to tell you something that you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear, and however it's delivered, that's how you need to receive it.
Spirit does sometimes just say, listen. So today we're going to talk a little bit about taking a chance on you, right? And actually, Coach T came up with this one. We were sitting there bouncing some ideas off, and this one came out from him, and I was like, yay! So really, what does that mean to you? What does it mean for you to take a chance on you?
uh, for me, what that means is I'm gonna just in my life so far, I feel like I given my power away. I've invested in different jobs. I look outside of myself for others to lead my life. And so far, with those three things right there, it seemed like it never worked whatsoever. So if I know that I'm here for a different reason than to keep applying the regular 9 to 5 or just to like clock in and clock out and stuff like that. So taking a chance on yourself means creating the life you want to live for you, taking charge of your life, taking the leadership role in your life, and not allowing other people or other factors take you off that path. That what they feel as though is good for you, excuse me, when you know internally that doesn't sit well with you. Um, and also taking a chance on yourself means also forgiving yourself for the situations you put yourself in and not being too harsh on yourself and showing that self-love and dedication that you deserve.
Yeah. Because do you find that a lot of people feel that they are unworthy of that?
Mm, yeah.
How does unworthiness play? Because one of the things that really struck with me is that what you deserve. Well, there are some days where I feel like some people deserve a smack in the face, but when I connect into my divine self, right? When I
Hmm.
connect into my real self, who I really am, I know that we all deserve all the greatest in life. So, how do you get over that, I guess? How do you define worthy?
Mm, that's a good question. How to define word? Like how to get past that point?
Let's I guess it's what is the distinction? How do you define worthiness?
I define worthiness about like how hmm, what you what you are willing to accept and settle for. Um, I guess after a while, when you realize that you're getting treated like sugar honey iced tea, you'll feel like you're always getting walked on when you know you're such a good person, or you're the type of person that wear a heart on your sleeve and people take advantage of that goodness and life that you have. I think it just goes to like just being more self aware of, I guess, the energy and how you want to be loved back, how you want to live your life and all, uh, when it comes to worthy, not settling for anything less.
Okay. Yeah, and it's such a challenge sometimes, isn't it?
Yes.
That you want to just fall into this comfortable,
Ooh, I like that.
right?
Hmm.
And saying that you're worthy, I think, takes you out of that comfort level because you can be comfortable in a freaking pigsty in a cave somewhere, right? Comfort can be there. I have a friend. I went to his house and it looked. I don't know if it was a security measure or whatnot because he lives in an area of Detroit that isn't great, but it looks like a hoarder lives in the front room,
Hmm.
and he walks through it every day.
Hmm.
And I've been there a couple times, so it wasn't a one-off like, "Ooh," and it wasn't just like a little there's mess, you know what I mean? Mess is one thing, this was more.
Right.
And so I I believe, and I may be wrong, that that's a worthiness issue. He doesn't feel worthy of the clean house. He doesn't feel worthy of the effort it would take,
Hmm.
right? To make sure that his house is clean
Mm.
or at least tidy. I'm not talking spotless. I'm not talking,
Yeah.
you know, but by any means, because trust me, I'm looking around here and I'm like going, I would have no room to talk. So, what are you willing to accept?
Yeah. And I said that what you also said, when you're just comfortable,
Mhm.
is like once we become comfortable, we just stay in that comfortable zone. When we don't step out, we will just settle for where we are, knowing full well you can have this, you can have the clean house, you can have that car that you want, or even have that dream house that you want. But it's like in order to get it, you have to step outside of that comfort zone circle that you put yourself in, but you're too scared to do it. And then if you do it and you fail, what happens? You beat yourself up. You negative talk yourself. All the doubts start flowing in, and then you keep digging yourself into a deeper pit, the unworthiness pit. Like, you know what? I can't do this. I don't deserve this. If I can't do this, if I couldn't achieve this, what makes you think I deserve to have this right here?
Yeah. So I know that you went through some of this, right? So we've worked together for a while. This is not a
Have we?
secret. We have. I mean, it's been over a year now.
Wow. I'm
I know.
getting old. See the gray hair?
It's I haven't colored mine in a while. You can tell. This will get darker in a couple weeks. I promise. I will be in my normal once I'm back in the RV. I promise you, you will see the beautiful Jeffrey emerge. But until then, it's all it is get the hell into the RV, which is coming on Monday. Like nothing else matters. do your and get in the RV. Do your shit, get in the RV. That's it. So, but one of the things, how did you get over that feeling of unworthiness or that comfort zone to actually challenge yourself to change your life?
I guess after a while, I got tired of the feeling of being defeated when it comes to certain things. Um, I got to a point in my mind where, we look on, like when we look at certain people in our lives, right? And it just seems like, you know, all the dirty stuff they've done, but yet they still got, whatever they wanted.
Mhm.
Why can I have that for myself? And then after a while, in the beginning of, when we first started, when I said, like, I've invested so much time in jobs overall to the point where, like, just having the feeling of being disposable or,
Mhm.
like, not recognized, not appreciated, it just got overwhelming.
Yeah.
So why stay in
Yeah.
it? I got over it by really sitting with myself and just asking myself, why do I feel like I don't deserve to have my own company? Why do I feel like I don't deserve to have my own, you know, the car that I want?
Mhm.
So I just got to the point where I just started questioning myself over the course of time, like, I just deserve better than this. I deserve to live this lavish life that I want. I just deserve to be, to live freely and just be my authentic self without having to explain myself to nobody. I think it just comes from all the disappointments that I had in my life, whether though it be in friendships, relationships, jobs, uh, losing different things along the way. It just, for me, everything just piled on for me to get in this space and just being tired or being sick and tired of repeating the same cycles over and over again.
Yeah. It's a challenge. And sometimes most people learn from pain.
That's the best motivator.
Can be. That's why your parents did it. Let's face it. You know, you're not going to listen until how many times you sat there and your mother told you, put on your shoes. Hey, we're getting ready to go. You want to put on your shoes? You want to put on, come on, let's go. We're getting ready to go. We got to go in like 5 minutes. Why don't you get your shoes, socks on? And then she goes ape shit. And everyone's like, well, why are you screaming? I just got to put on my shoes. Well, by that point, she's already said it 10 times. Do you
Right.
find that that's what it takes for you to motivate or people in general, not necessarily you, but people?
Mhm. Yeah. I was that kid too. But.
We all did it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still. I was just telling Terrell that I had something that I had scheduled for today. Completely forgot I had scheduled for today
And
that
never
needs
happened.
to be ready by tomorrow, and it's going to take me absolutely all of tomorrow to do. And every spare moment that I had, I'm going to start it probably right after I get done with this because it's going to take me a few hours,
Hmm.
and I only have a couple hours on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are my busy day. So I purposefully had it on a Tuesday. And but I have to have it done by tomorrow. I have to have a link by tomorrow. So it's got to be done at least, 80% wise. But one of the things that we talked about that you had said that really hit me was that what, I've been working all these jobs and I've been, doing all this stuff with jobs. And one of the things that I believe really, really firmly, there's three things that everyone needs to know. I don't care who you are. These are 3 things that you need to know. And the first one is, who are you without your labels, right? So who are you at your core? And I do this with a being statement. If you are in the Freedom Entrepreneurs group here, in our guides, there's a training on this. It's being, purpose, and success. So the second thing is, what is your purpose in life? Right? And you can live it just because I'm a coach, I'm living in my purpose. But guess what? I lived in my purpose when I was in a restaurant. I just didn't know it then.
Mm.
Right? There are many different ways to live in your purpose, and you can live in your purpose today. Right? And the third one is, what does success look like for you? Not what it looks like on TV, and not what it looks like when the rap guys go out there and, flaunt off their diamond crusted teeth.
It's
Right?
called grills.
Whatever. I'm old and I'm white. Um, so what does it look like outside of that? Right? And when we start actually defining those things, and literally it needs to be written down. It's not something that you can just say, oh, well, I'm this. No, this needs to be written. My short version of this is, who I am is a divine space anchored by my in-breath and solidified by all other sparks of the divine.
Ooh.
When I remember that, all is well. When I don't, who knows what's going to come out.
Mhm.
Right? And Terrell has seen every bit of things not showing up like that. Right? Truly, because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have to remind myself. And if I don't remind myself, the reason why it's written down, because I had to remind myself and I had to define that. And it goes on. Right? And I got it actually from Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent on Oprah. I know you would not think that this is where I would get something from, but he said that he is his grandmother's grandson. When he remembers that, everything's okay. When he stopped remembering that, he got shot.
Mm.
Every time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Now, my grandmother was crazy. I love her to death, but she was crazy. It's not a good person to start when normally we say that as a threat in my family. Well, I am Gloria's grandson. So it's a threat because she burnt down a farm, allegedly, sunk a boat, many other different various, allegedly, all allegedly. Don't know how this woman didn't get put in prison more than once. Very, very strong, independent, wonderful, loving soul. Like, there was so many good things, right? And then there was the crazy.
Mhm.
And the thing is that we, in my family especially, we always joke about the crazy, because it really was so pronounced that she had, my mom was in her teens. This is one of my favorite stories, actually. My mom's in her teens and she snuck out to go to a party with my uncle, her
Mhm.
older brother, a year older. And they were on the second floor of an apartment building, not far from you in Norristown, right?
Oh.
Right on Elm Street. You probably know where they are. And and they all heard that. So my grandmother found out where she was and went over there. And they all found out that Purdue's mom is on her way and started jumping out second floor windows.
What?
Okay. Because she wasn't one to be messed with.
Wow.
Okay? And it was known that she wasn't one to be messed with in the neighborhood. So, like I said, probably not the best affirmation for me. Probably not the best person to base my life off of, right? Not the best definition of who I am is my grandmother's grandson. And when I do start defining that, you need to run, right? When I do say, well, I am Gloria's grandson, we all know it's gonna things are going to happen. Things are going to happen soon. So,
Well,
it's really important that we define ourselves, I think.
well, maybe this will tie into it, but I remember this was like, what, last year, 2 years ago? I felt like I
Mhm.
was at one of the lowest points of my life. And I remember I called my sister around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I told her what was going on, and she cussed me out because I woke her up out of her sleep. And and she was like, "You know what? I'm tired of this BS. Listen, remember who the fuck you are, okay? Remember who the fuck you are. You
Mhm.
are a divine being. You were put on this earth to be a light worker to help other people." And I forgot everything else that she said, but I understand where she was coming from. And she said, "And you better not cry." I said, "Okay." Right? I said, "Okay." And then the next day, I called her back. I said, "All right, thank you for cussing me out the way that you did. I feel better about myself." Because, like you said, when you veer off the track, when you don't remember who you are, it just seems like the whole world falls to pieces. When you remember who you are and where you came from, you have this sense of empowerment that no one can take from you
Mhm.
unless you decide to give it away.
Unless you decide to give it away.
Yep. And from that, she was like, "You are a creator. You are a manifester. You are a light worker. You are a healer. You are a nurturing spirit." I mean, she was going down the whole list.
Mhm.
And that lit a flame within me that would never go out. No matter how I may be treated, no matter what may come my way, that flame will always be lit.
Now, we need to get your sister on this show.
Ah!
Let's talk because she is another one of my favorite people, right? Um, we always we always joke back and forth. She ends up on another show I produce a lot. So and we always joke that why didn't she bring my husband with her? So um, you know, but I just got him on my show instead in my
Oh my
my lives.
gosh. You gotta
It's all
work
good. I
that.
give them all to myself. I don't have to share with no those people. No,
You have to
I'm
share
just
with
kidding.
Max.
We have been, and I've been joking about this for a very long time now. So this is just a joke between us. I promise it would never happen because he's too good for me. Um, kidding. Wow, that sounded really, really desperate and needy. Um, yeah, yeah, no. I'm so really, I am so not that person. And
Oh my god.
I was just talking about that with someone I am talking to, like, who was worried that I was going to fall in love.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So we had to have that talk. I'm like, you don't
Mm.
get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I mean, you're a great guy and
Mm.
all, and I wouldn't mind a little more than a grinder hookup, but
Wow.
yeah, we're not all there. And the fact that I want more than a grinder hookup is a huge like wow for because that's where I was for 2 years.
Right. Oh.
But I did say some cute things. I gotta give it. I can understand why he would worry a little bit because I did talk about.
Boundaries.
Oh yeah, it was so cute. It was like snuggled up, eating soup, reading Shakespearean sonnets under the covers. It's a cold, nasty day here in Detroit, rainy, nasty. So the fact that, um, yeah, the fact that I wouldn't mind someone to snuggle up with today. You know, now that doesn't mean I want them tomorrow, but today I will like someone to snuggle up with. But that's just where I am, and I'm very um, vocal about it. That no one is coming from a place of, "Oh my god, I thought you were in love," you know.
Right.
I'm very honest. I communicate, and I appreciate his communication because it was really funny. I think that part of taking a chance with yourself is taking a chance to be honest,
Ooh,
honest with what your needs are, right?
because if you're not honest with your needs are and you're suppressing it, it's going to backfire. Or you look at the other person like, why don't you know what I need?
Hmm.
And you start blaming them, and they look at you like, I asked you what you wanted, and this is what you told me.
Yeah,
Either you told them something, you didn't say all of it, or you just came up with, a little facade to make yourself look more attractive
yeah,
or, of value, but that doesn't align with who you are. So,
right.
mm,
And the worst part is that when you're not aligned with who you are, right, and you're trying
oh,
to put this facade that isn't aligned, nothing works. It's not authentic, and you can't. It's going to shift because eventually you have to fire,
it's not going to last forever.
right? I know people that you see in the movies all the times too, but I actually know a couple that said that for the first year of being married, they didn't fart in front of each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
But,
they were that nervous to see authenticity and what
mm,
they really needed. And their relationship has been a challenge because they're not communicating what they need in
right.
their relationship.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. I get it. I've been there
Mhm.
totally.
Put on the face. I remember one night. So my ex was a cosmetologist, and
Okay.
I helped him get his license. This whole thing. So one night I decided that I wanted because I wanted to look better. I put on some makeup. I did a full face. Um, boy makeup. Like did the whole boy stuff, did the whole thing, darkened it, everything. Did the whole nine, right? And at this point, I was wearing a piece. Um,
Okay.
Not only that, I had the hair on, the face done, the whole thing. And someone came up to me and went to my face. Mind you, the gay community, if you haven't noticed, is a little catty sometimes. And they came up to me and said, right along my face, right along my cheek, and said, "Boy, it's better be how did he put it? This has been years, but he said something like, no one's gonna like someone that's made up, basically. No one's gonna make
Ooh.
a false
Ooh.
you." And I'm like, number one, I was really pissed off because I had to leave the bar because they just
Yeah,
fucked with
right.
me. Um,
That's
number
embarrassing.
one, don't do that. Just don't do that. Number two, yeah, it's just not. Eventually, the makeup has to come off,
Mm,
and no matter how good you are at contouring, and my ex was amazing, really was amazing at contouring. Like I didn't look like me that night. And it's gonna show.
pretty
It's gonna show.
much. Because I know recently for me, it was like something that someone did to me. It triggered something in me, and I'm like, okay. And they went, look, hey, is everything okay? And you know how when someone say, hey, ask you, are you okay? And then you know that you're not, but what happens? You have this mask on and say, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm great. And then what happens 2 or 3 hours later? You can't sleep. You're not eating. You tossing and turning, and then you're
yeah,
angry
yeah,
because you beat up yourself when you say, I should have said something when I was asked. Now
yeah,
I'm the one that's suffering while they're the ones sleeping peacefully.
Actually, this is a really good segue. Sundays. So you guys all know, most of you guys know that I am a licensed Jedi cleric, and we're opening up the very first temple of Jediism called Orange Dragonfly. I'm in the process of it, but while we're waiting on getting the physical center together, we've decided to open up the online center, right? This starting this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So same time, just on Sundays. Over there, we're going to actually be doing a service called that I'm calling Clear.
Ooh.
Basically, it starts out with a nice meditation, and then we move into a short message, probably about 10, 15 minutes. And then we get to do what is called a heart circle. And if you've ever been in one, you'll know how powerful they are. You actually get to say whatever's on your heart. It's not a chance to get coached. It's not a chance for anything. It's just a chance to say what's there and witness and be witnessed as who you are as a human, knowing that you are loved and supported. It's such a powerful practice. And then we're going to close out, you know, but it's probably got to be about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how many people are there. I really want to invite you. You can go to orangedragonflycenter.com and check that out. It is join the online community. We're using it for Discord. Actually, you can do it that way too. There's a link if you're in Facebook. There's a link for that. The other thing we are doing is if you are somewhere on the rainbow, the alphabet soup of the rainbow queerness, right? We have the clear. Heal. Whew, it's clear on Sundays, heal. So what heal is about is really taking a look at the wounds that we built up, right? All those things that come from being separate and other, and they're never ending. And we get to start healing those through community and knowing who we are. So tomorrow, if you go to orangedragonflycenter.com, you can actually look at that. We have our very first workshop on that, and it is going to be absolutely amazing tomorrow night at 7. 7 o'clock is the magic number. So tomorrow at 7, we have that going on. And then Sunday at 7, we have the clear service. And I would love to have you guys there. It is really going to be such a powerful thing, no matter who you are, what walk of life you come from. You know, it really is just a powerful practice. I know Coach T is going to be there.
Yes.
So check out orangedragonflycenter.com. And Coach T, you have cards there, I know. What's an affirmation that we could give people for the week?
How dare you put me on the spot like that today? For this week? Well, actually, since I already knew you was going to ask me that, 2 cards that actually came out. Or you know what? Let's do it this way. We're going to start over. I will leave this one out, though. What we have affirmation for this week.
What do people need to know?
2 messages here. I don't know how it's going to come up on my end, but the first one is forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love.
Yeah. That might be you that you need to forgive.
Remember I said you have to forgive yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And not be too harsh on yourself. So yourself some self-love, positivity, kick out the negative voices in your head. Surround yourself with people who speaks life into you and not take away from you. But forgive yourself. And also pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone.
That's awesome. One of the things that came up for me this week is I posted So I also am a reader, and I posted in a group of enlightened people um, the lover's card from my deck, and it's two guys. And I had this beautiful message because a beautiful message came through. And I'm like, I need to share this with these people because it was so loving and so beautiful. And someone was just like, fucking faggots or something ridiculous. That's what it came down to.
Really?
Propaganda. Look at the propaganda.
Hmm.
And I'm like, number one, I've been out since I was 18 years old. You can't say anything to me that I haven't heard at least once or twice or five times, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it was more the fact that in this space of supposedly enlightened people, that they didn't hear the message. They saw the card and disregarded the beautiful message that came through.
Hmm.
And how many times do we do that? We just see the one thing and disregard all the rest of the beauty.
Hmm.
So that is my message for today. Join me tomorrow. Check out orangedragonflycenter.com. Join me tomorrow. Join me Sunday. Me and Coach T, we're both going to be there on both things. So I know it's going to be amazing. There is nothing like being able to clean out some of that stuff. Really.
Indeed.
So that I didn't go ape shit or cry or anything in that moment. I got to actually come from a place of power and just say, hey, if that's what you saw was that card and not heard the message that came through, maybe it's time to look at your oneness,
Hmm.
So you are all loved. Thank you so much for being here. Catch us next week. We'll have another great topic. Don't know what it is yet, but it'll be fabulous. I promise. And one of these days, we'll sit down and do a month's worth of these topics. One
A
of these
month's
days.
worth.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
we can. We really can. We may have special guests on top of that. I have a couple in the works. I have someone that is a coach that is a specialist at getting us away from porn, which we might need that. And what else? I have the Prince of Positivity maybe on. I have energy workers. I have just some amazing people in the works. So we're going to have some fun. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. And you are loved.
Bye, everybody. Mwah.
I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing something else. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.